Mic is hot.
Yeah.
Hello. Are we live?
We are a version of live.
We are on the internet. Oh my god. Thank goodness. Hi guys. So, welcome to Hoard of the Dragon Queen. That was an hour of audio issues. So, if we're just going to take 5 minutes for ourselves.
Oh god.
Thank you for pegging me in the head with that. Gee. And that's how tonight's gonna go. Oh.
But wait, here's my beverage for the evening.
Perfect. Might be.
Fine.
Might be. This might be.
I will say, everybody, if you hear any audio things, please let me know so I can do my absolute best.
Let us know so we can.
Shane says high tier professionalism.
Just of professionals.
Wait. I don't know how long we've been live technically in the YouTube world. Recorded. So ya heckin' right, bro. This is
yes. We heckin' are of the highest tier of professionals.
Oh my god.
And so
we are very professional.
Hi guys.
I have a migraine. Hi.
It's okay. Hi. Do you want some of my whiskey, bro? Here, let me pass it to you. Here, take some.
I'm gonna go get some in a minute.
Oh, I want some whiskey. Can you pass it to me?
Take.
Hi.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Here you go.
Thanks. All right. Hi guys. Welcome to Divide and Conquer. We apologize for the late, the 1 hour lateness. Yes. Audio and stuff is fun to handle. As always, we're trying to figure out ways to make the stream sound, look, and feel better. So, yeah, sorry about that. But we're here. It's. What you sing?
The internet loves us a lot.
So,
technologies.
Welcome to Hoard of the Dragon Queen. It is our 5th edition module from the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. I am Vic. I will be your DM. And let us just roll right through our announcements so that we can get up and going with this. Jesus, did you want to say any announcements, or should we just like...
Yeah,
I really don't know if
they're with everything. Merch. Here, get all.
No, it's fine, bro. Okay. So yeah, so in the off chance that Le Jesus sounds super soft, Jeremiah's gonna do some voiceover work for Fox. We're gonna take care of most of the announcements.
Darling. I got it.
That's
come on.
perfect.
Please
Fox
no.
voice. Perfect Fox voice. I approve.
Great. All I can imagine is pineapple with wearing a turtle shell.
Pineapple wearing a turtleneck.
I was thinking of Fox wearing pineapples get up.
Oh, ew. No.
That's even sexier.
Nope. That's burned into my retinas now.
I mean, it's the same amount of lines and wrinkles. Let's be real. It's the same amount.
No, it's just like
ew.
Hello. Oh, gross. So let's move on to it. Let's talk real quick about our friends Talon and Claw, who make wonderful dice vaults, DM screens, dice trays. I have my little hex vault here. They have Council of 7. They have a Council of 11, and all these wonderful, delicious wood products that you don't consume, even though I said the word delicious.
They smell delicious.
They smell delicious.
Forbidden candy.
Please don't eat them. Forbidden chocolate bar. So yeah, check out our friends Talon and Claw. They just recently went through a dice pre-order. Their dice pre-order is ended, and they're in the process of making all those wonderful dice. So thank you to everybody that pre-ordered some beautiful, wonderful dice, and we cannot wait to see them. And they also have a Kickstarter that they're planning. I believe the date was May 15th is when they're going to officially go live with it for whiskey barrelwood dice vaults, and I want one. So. Check out our friends Talon and Claw. We have a coupon code for you to use. You can type in the code Divine Conquer at checkout on their Etsy page, and you get 10% off. So that's cool. So make sure to go support them and support all your small artists in times that are happening. So, Jeremiah, do we have things that we sell? Merch.
Look at that sticker, Trixie sticker.
Merch.
This one.
Merch. Look at that merch.
It might didn't come yet.
Wait, do we all have
wait, someone turn around so you can see the back.
I've been
Look at it. Yes. There it is.
Look at that, Alistair.
Yes.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I mean, they usually just tell me to bend over instead of turning around, but it's okay.
It's fine.
Just bend over and cough, please.
Yes. Yes, darling, please.
No, no more.
No.
Oh.
The pineapple voice
Hold on.
scares me.
Who's that sexy, sultry voice over in that corner?
Sounds like a woman.
Oh, a woman with lots of va-va-voom.
A lot of something.
Va va boom.
Don't worry, my vavavoom is all the way to the floor.
I'm picturing different
Oh.
things than you're picturing. I think
Yeah,
we're all
I've
going to be
got-
monetized with the va va booms.
I'm gonna see
Check
myself
out our
out.
merch store,
Sorry.
guys. Also, check out the Alistair comic that the majority of us are wearing a shirt for. Lynn, tell us something about that so we can get away from that.
Alistair comic about Paladin Bro and his Barbarian Bro, and they're going to try to save the world. We're making a comic. It is coming out August 2020. You can join the Discord down below for as little as $1 and get like sweet stuff. Join our Discord and get early access to things. Back to you, Vic.
Yo, what's up? That's it. We're good. We did it.
Oh, and I have one last announcement.
Yes, Jeremiah.
May the fourth be with you. Now roll that
With you
intro.
from our local lovely, beautiful Star Wars nerd, Jeremiah. Thank you.
Now
So-
roll that bead footage.
Yeah, let's get into those intros and start as Tabitha walks away from her spot. Okay, go grab your thing. Hi, I'm Vic. I'm going to be your DM. This is our intro as we're going to fast track through this real quick. Let me look at Twitch and see who's next. Hey, that's you. Put yourself on.
Hi,
We're doing
everybody.
a speed run.
Hi, everybody. Tabitha. I am playing Janva Vohntree, cleric, Drow cleric of war. There. What?
Beautiful. Wonderful. Love it. Sell it. Box it. Fox, it's your turn.
Hi, I'm a turtle and I'm grumpy.
This is. I mean, yeah.
This is going to be a good stream, guys. Legs, your turn.
Legs. Yo, what's up? I'm Lynn. I play Greyson Tataric. He's old now and he's a bougie wizard with legs.
Old man Greyson.
And then we have a Josh and a Steph that play fish people respectively. One a Triton, one a Bloodhunter. They will be joining us a little bit later into the game as per usual. So stay tuned for Captain Fifi and the Tugboat Brigade. And then wrapping it up with the Burbo.
Kuropo. My name is Jeremiah and I play Birdurai, the samurai. Oh, and I'm done.
And you're done.
Does anyone know what
I am
audio
done.
ducking is? Audio ducking is. I need to know what that means. All right.
Audio. Nope. We're good.
No, I
I
need to figure
hear
it
you
out.
just fine. You're beautiful. You're wonderful.
I don't believe you, but that's okay. Hi. Jeremiah, we literally talked about audio volume. I need you to not.
So let's roll that intro, and as always, let us know if there's any audio issues. Thanks, bye. Mike's hot. Okay. Hello. And we're back. And I'm going to swap us over to a new screen as I read out a recap.
I have so many bottles of water over here. I would feel like I'm dehydrated, but I'm not. I'm just really
But you're not?
angry.
You're just an angry old turtle.
Yeah.
And ba-da-ba.
Oh my God.
Bam.
Yes. Yes.
Look at that.
Wow.
That's good stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Let's-
It zoomed in
Look
right
at
on. Look at this wonderful art.
That's really good.
I get our audio playing. Oh my god. Why do you pick now to do that?
Bro,
You don't get input!
thank you for not doing that when we had audio issues. Ah, come on.
Yeah, right? Alright, so our story thus far, as we get into it. So, you, the Sea Devils,
Must be
have.
sorry.
Did it remember? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The camera looks like this, but this image is like this. That's the blunt way of explaining why I can't picture crop this correctly. Okay.
I am so sorry.
No, you're fine. That's no issues. It's just.
It's a poster. I'm sorry.
It's a beautiful post and I want it.
It's on our TeePublic. I just put it up.
Merch.
I
on
just
TeePublic.
put it. Yeah, I just put it up today on TeePublic. If you want to get that poster, go down below to our merch.
Look at all this poster. Look at this poster. Look at that poster. Yeah.
Heck yes.
Look at that poster.
So, the Sea Devils, after using a secret tunnel that you found underneath the Karnath Roadhouse, have ventured into the mire of dead men. And it was with the help of a young lizard folk named Snapjaw that he was helping, essentially working as your guide to show you the way through the swamp and taking you to where it is the lizard folk like him have been ordered to take the stolen artifacts, gold, and everything that was essentially ransacked from all across the Sword Coasts, taking the items, and he's showing you where they're going. And he, let's see, he also gave the added information that in the swamp, the bullywugs kind of are top dogs. The bullywugs have sided with the cult, and they're now using the lizard folk as free labor and giant punching bags, so to speak. And it was during your first few hours of journey that you, in the dead of night, you saw a woman standing amidst the mire, looking scared, wounded, in a dirty nightgown, calling for help, and saying that she didn't want to go back somewhere. And Zevye, being led by his need to do some good, walked into an ambush with a large frog-like aberration. And he was wounded, swallowed, and spirited away. You all managed to fight off a nest of giant spiders. The woman unfortunately perished. And it was during the pursuit of this frog-like aberration, Greyson had managed to reclaim not only his age, but all of his lost memories from about 20 years of life. And it was thanks to Fox's magic, casting Locate Object, that you knew the direction you needed to go in order to find Zevye. And after many hours of travel through the mire, you come to a castle that's surrounded by an army of bullywugs. And that is where we are now. As I get this wonderful swamp audio back up.
I'm excited,
The swamp audio freaks me out because it actually sounds like there's a frog like in my house.
Meh.
Meh.
But no.
I just want to haste Birdurai again.
Okay, so after some time of hurriedly traveling through the swamp, you, the Sea Devils, have made it to essentially a drop-off point of a cliffside that leads down into miles and miles of flat swampland. And in the middle being this castle, this old gray stone castle that seems to sit stubbornly in the midst of this swamp. The mire having completely corroded and sapped everything of life, but this castle stubbornly stayed.
It was built up 4 times.
It was built up 4 times. 4th time it stood. Thank you. And along the miles and miles around, more focused around. Ooh, that's a little loud. You see these kind of mud and grass-made huts littering around, kind of like the short perimeter of the castle. And you see just platoons of these frog-like people.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Whiskey.
He does not like the setting.
He does not like frog people.
That's the first time I've ever heard of whiskey be doggy.
It's the first time whiskey's interrupted. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Up next, we just made Easter.
Easter would never. Easter's a very good boy. How dare you insinuate? As we're getting fish people next. Awesome. So, you see, looking out, there are hundreds of yards of these bullywug camps. As they're kind of like hopping in between. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. There's no structure, so to say. They're just kind of littered around. I will have everybody who's looking out make me a perception roll. As at the time when you first arrived at your lookout point, there was the thunderous reverberation of wings flapping in the sky, and you saw this. Thank you. As you saw this this black dragon just coast along through the overcast sky, circling around the castle once, and then flapping off into the distance. As what did everyone get for their perceptions?
21.
21, okay.
14 Birdurai.
14 Birdurai.
13.
13. 13 for facts. What'd Greyson get? I do not hear a Lynn. You're muted.
Greyson got a 3.
Okay. So Greyson, as starting with you, as you're adjusting to being your old self again, so to speak, just kind of squinting out, like, oh, fuck, hold on, glasses, and you kind of like rub, like, clean off your glasses, just kind of trying to make sure that they're still the right prescription.
Ah, heck, I should have gotten these prescriptions filled a while ago.
As okay, for essentially everyone else, I don't hear from Yuliy or Ophelia yet. You notice that amongst the what essentially looks like housing for the bullywugs, which are made of like of mud and gunk and like just water grass that's just like slapped on top for some kind of means of decoration. You see kind of littered in between. There's you see for every three camps that are kind of like pocketed, there's one that has kind of like what you see in the picture here, these reed, like intricately woven reed huts.
Okay.
That sit a little bit closer to the castle walls.
Okay.
And among them, Janva, since you rolled a 21, you see that the people walking through, it's a bit of a distance, but you can notice, at least silhouette-wise, that the creatures that are inhabiting that area kind of resemble the same stature and shape as Snapjaw. But for every other area, there's it's all bullywugs.
Okay. Well, first things first, Janva's gonna take a healing potion. Yeah. that she has on her, and she is 1d4 plus
2, I believe. 1d4 plus 2 for a healing potion.
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2. Excuse me.
that.
It's something.
That's something.
It's something.
She almost has right.
Okay. So,
So
as you were all
she's just gonna.
standing on this lookout point.
Fox is still a panther, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
I'm gonna. Fox is going to extend one of his claws
Mhm.
in the dirt in the muddyish area. Write the word
Right.
in common. Plan. Limited. Spell. And then I'm gonna write the word scout, and I'm going to move silently throughout the vault.
Okay, so you're gonna peel off and do your own thing?
Yep.
Okay, roll me, if you're gonna be stealthy, roll me a stealth on that.
Okay, let me use Panther stats because I have to use your physical stats.
Yes, you use your physical stats, but you keep your smarts.
I keep smarts. Okay, so good
Keep
because
smarts.
Fox has +0 to stealth. Panther, on the other hand, +6.
Oh, hey, look at that! As a fox, you see the panther that is Fox. Write this message in the mud.
Ah, shit, it moved. It was a natural 20.
Actually, I will accept it, bro. I will accept it, bro. It's a very good fucking stealth. I'll also have you roll perception too,
Okay.
as you're stealthing through.
Perception
so,
is going to be, apologize, that is a 17, and I still have my ping on locate object for Zevye's
Okay.
armor.
So for the locate object, it's pinging you straight towards the castle. Like you're getting that like little itch that you need to move towards that castle.
Alright, well I'm moving
And-
there as stealthily
Okay.
and as perceptibly as I possibly can.
Okay, sure. So for everyone else, you see the panther just right in the mud, what he just said, and he's gonna stalk off down the cliffside.
Mhm.
And
Janva will look over to Snapjaw and just kind of like gesture over to like again the big reed huts.
Yeah.
Is that where the other lizard folk are staying?
as he'll kind of like swivel his head to look over, and then he'll just like give like a big nod. Yes, that's just where lizard folks stay.
Can we get over there without the bullywugs noticing us?
As he considers for a moment, it's possible.
Okay.
Where is
Oh, and all this is in Draconic,
is
right?
he? Yeah, yes.
Mhm.
He's because Snapjaw's speaking in Draconic.
Yeah, and all of us know Draconic, coincidentally.
Yeah, essentially everyone knows Draconic, so hey, that's a thing. As he'll kind of like he's like, yes, we can go that way. Where is your and it's like he's struggling to find a word for panther, as it's not necessarily a word that they would have.
John will just mention he went off ahead to scout.
Is that wise?
Oh, absolutely not.
I want you to know that Fox is the wisest amongst us.
He's very wise. Boy.
No, it's Spud.
It's like we should stay together, but we have to find our friend that was taken too.
I think what
Skinny one.
Fox is doing
The
is
skinny one.
Yes.
I think Fox is just doing some recon work. Oh,
Janva's just gonna look over at Greyson and just be like, well, before doing that, she'll probably also look to Snapjaw and just kind of gesture to the castle. Who reigns or controls this stronghold?
As he kind of like just kind of like you see he has like these little intricate twitches that he does when he's thinking for a moment for the right word. We call them dragon kneelers. They wear purple and they came here a few years ago. There was a lady, a female. She looked like us but not.
Like a dragon? Like,
Yes.
She would gesture up to like what had flown over before.
It'll point as well. Yes.
Exactly like that.
Yes. She was very sharp and had these horns. They were very pretty.
Does this place at all from when Janva was working under Rezmir, does this, like, thinking back on, like, previous conversations that she had with her,
Okay.
does this place at all kind of, I guess, did it ever, like, come up?
Roll me a history.
I want to say how. No, that's a 9.
9. You knew that in your time working under Rezmir, she wasn't very keen on telling you everything. You figure, and you would see this in conversation with other people that you believe she trusted, but she would, speak in a way that wasn't alluding to the whole truth. And so you knew that there were some secrets that she kept close guarded. And this possibly might be one of them.
This might be the place that. I guess she would have considered home. Like, Janva just speaking out loud, this could have been a place that Rezmir considered home base, but she just kept it to herself. This was probably the place that she just considered away from the other cult members' prying eyes.
She came here with many others. This used to, no one used to live here, not for a very long time. They then the dragon nailers came and everything was different. They started to fix up the castle. They asked us to help fix up the castle, and then the bullywugs came. And then the bullywugs took over the castle with them, and now lizard folk work for bullywugs. It was never like that before.
I'm gonna
Yes.
keep an eye on the castle, basically, but I'm gonna kind of go gesture like this to Janva, like Janva, come here real quick, kind of so because I don't want to be too loud.
Mhm. Yeah, she'll ask Snapjaw to hold on for a second, and she would to Birdurai.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so you did make your way? I thought you said you were.
Yes.
Yeah,
anyway,
she would have made her way over.
I'm just basically just gonna talk on your time on the cult. Have you ever been to this castle?
No, never. Not this
But-
place.
But on any other castle or home base that you've been to, Paul, has there always been some kind of secret passage or something where we can a good approach to some kind of home base?
Do you have any? I guess it would all just. I will leave that up to the DM on what places she's been to.
Roll me a percentile dice, please.
63.
Okay. Your time in the cult, since you have such an extensive history with them, you know that there's no one set place
Mhm.
that they consider the base of operations. This has been a cult that has operated successfully for hundreds of years,
Mhm.
doing what they've essentially following the creed of resurrecting Draco liches.
Mhm.
And so you operated separately in many cells across the realm. And so there's no one set place that is
Mhm.
considered
Which
a base of operations. You have many across the realm, and you kind of find your way into places, and you erect your own places of veneration for the chromatic dragons.
yes.
That's essentially how it's worked in the time that you've been there.
So she'll relay it just the same way to Birdurai, where the cult was nomadic.
Yep.
And that's how, by going across the realm, that's how they were able to gain followers.
Then, from your experience, in your stay, what is a good approach so that we can't be seen, or at least hard to pinpoint when we're coming, Paul?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not entirely too sure. Just the only thing I could consider to do is, I mean, but then again, it's a really risky move for me to go in there.
Didn't you just
Well,
want to storm the castle?
I don't believe that's wise because we don't exactly know what's in there. I guess another question she would have would be for Snapjaw. For as long as you've lived in the mire, was the dragon here before the cult? Has the dragon always been here?
Yes, yes. Dragon has always been here. He's very bad. His name is it's a very long one, and sometimes it's hard to recall it. Usually the tribe elders know of his name and many stories of him. But we don't have a tribe elder right now.
What happened? Let me ask.
When the Bullywugs came, they took a new leader, and his name was Farblex Spattergoo. And he was different from the other Bullywugs. He found my our tribe elder was Suncaller. Suncaller was my birth parent. And then Farblex came and killed Suncaller, so that the lizard folk don't have a leader.
Well, that's really upsetting. Man, screw Bullywugs anyway.
It's just this particular clan. Yes.
To get, is there into the, with how you guys would bring in the treasure, is that like a direct way to get in, or is it really out of sight, out of mind? Like, are there a lot of prying eyes?
He will shake his head. The swamp eats everything, so there's no way under or around. Best path is always the dry path. And he'll point straight ahead. As you'll see, there is a winding path that sits a little raised from a lot of the boggy marshness of the land. And by the time it gets like about 100 feet from the castle, you see that there have been erected like these of wood that kind of like ramp up and lead into the castle through the main gates. And from what you can see, there's no means of barricade.
The only idea that I could think of right now, and she'll look over to Greyson in Birdurai. Greyson, could you at all conjure baby boxes kind of resembling the ones that the treasure was in back at the roadhouse?
I could. They would give off a bit of a glow, though.
I'm just trying to think of ways if we need to sneak in, that could easily be a good way.
So, for Fox, as you are like an absolute shadow moving through the swamp, kind of following kind of like the natural like shade and like areas that you know is easy for you to sneak around and through to away from any unwanted eyes. As you go through the camps, you see that the bullywugs don't seem to be very on alert. they just kind of seem to be lounging around, just talking casually amongst each other, and for the most part sleeping. As you get, I'll say, about 100 feet from the castle, with your perception roll, you see kind of in like kind of hidden in kind of a small like cropping of reeds. You see clean white dry fur, just kind of lumped in a ball, and just hunched over.
Nature or what be animal to see if I know what that is.
Sure. Roll me a nature. I'm losing everyone's camera.
Yeah, I lost DM.
Yeah. Well,
Bro, I'll take a
Uh,
photo, but that's a second nat 20.
oh my god, dude.
Dang.
Okay. You.
So 20.
Yeah, so 20. Yeah. So okay. So you you know that that's at least the texture of the fur and like the shape of the animal itself. It is not an animal you see in a swamp. It definitely has no business being in a swamp. As you kind of nose closer, the lump of fur, as it kind of like moves a bit, and you see that there's like patterning of like kind of like a toasty golden brown, and it like ears kind of go, like big long white ears go up, and it turns around to immediately look at you, and you see this small white rabbit with these green eyes looking right at you.
Look, these green eyes look familiar to me by another
You
boy with green eyes.
You only know two people at the moment that have green eyes, and one of them being Greyson, and the other one being Zevye.
Well, I'm a panther and I'm being quiet. I'm gonna look, and then with my claw to my snout.
All right. So one more time.
I'm just going to. I don't know if you can see or not. I'm gonna.
I
point my
cannot right now.
claw
No.
To my snout, like a shh motion, but as best
Okay.
I can as a panther.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm gonna like crunch over, like with my paw, point behind me. And
Okay.
then wait a second, and then point to the castle, and then see what the rabbit's response is.
The rabbit will, upon seeing you, kind of like jumps back slightly, but does not run. It looks kind of like taking a moment to study you, and then does this little rabbit nose twitch, and looks back to the castle.
And I'm going to, with my paw, just be like you can't see me, so like move forward, like moving my hand forward.
Okay. Okay. So moving the rabbit forward, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. The rabbit will, nod in a way that rabbits shouldn't. Rabbits don't nod.
I've seen it. My rabbits have nodded a couple of times, but that's because they're like food. But so much as a nod of understanding, I would say. Okay. Jesus.
An ear flick.
Yeah, Jesus' mic is being dumb right now, so we apologize for that.
Yes. Sorry, guys.
So, for those that can't hear Jesus that well, Fox is essentially communicating with the rabbit and motioning for it to show him to the castle is what's happening. It's a kind of a weird gesture, kind of charades between two animals. And just, sorry, I'm gonna refresh myself so I can at least see everyone because my thing keeps cutting in and out.
Hey, I see his stuff.
Okay. That's a little better. Okay, so I don't see a Steph, but I know Steph's there.
Yes. I see her.
I see a Steph. Okay. So,
Should-
Ophelia? She looks frozen?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll just wait to do a quick thing. Okay, so the rabbit will kind of like jump back into the reeds, and you'll hear the rustle of it start to move through, and it'll pop out on the other side and look back at you and wait.
I'm gonna keep following it.
Okay. So it will take you, and I will show you a map.
I get a map. You guys.
You
don't
get a
know
map.
it.
Well,
I
I'm gonna
get
put
a
the map on. I'm putting the map on screen,
I get. You guys don't get to see it. I
and
get to see it.
I'm
Fine,
attempting
I'm
to
gonna
use
close
Fog
my
of War, and I never clarified to see if that would work. So hopefully it's working.
Yeah, I see a penis and I see a phone.
Awesome, sweet, cool. It's working.
God.
All right. So Fox, the rabbit would take you to about right here. So yeah, about here. So it'll stop right there, and looking through, you will see the so all of this over here in this area is going to be the wooden hut, the kind of like the mud huts of the bullywugs. And then up here will be where the reed houses are. And then through here is just a straight kind of swampy land leading up to the castle gates. And for what you see with the castle gates, there's no barricade, there's no guard, they're just open. Actually, let me double check a thing. Right. There is. Okay. So from what you can see, starting about back around right here, you'll see the raised wooden platform, kind of like a boardwalk that just sits like maybe like a foot or so off the mud, and it's about 10 feet wide, and it leads straight into the castle. And you see one small individual and one large individual just kind of sitting by the front gates.
What do these individuals look like?
That would be a bullywug and a giant frog. As the rest of the castle seems to be surrounded by swamp water, like a moat.
I've just been swimming, so that's good. I'm gonna kind of put my paw in front of the rabbits, and then get really low and point forward. And then in the mud, I'm gonna write, "I'll follow you."
Okay.
And then with my paw clawed out.
All right. So the rabbit will look at you, and from what I'm understanding with how it works, as a circle of shepherd, you can essentially understand it, right?
I can understand all animals, and I can speak to all animals, but at the current moment, I would argue that because my vocal cords are the shape of a giant kitty cat, I probably can only make kitty cat noises.
That's fair. Yeah, so that makes sense. So you could only essentially understand the rabbit. As the rabbit will look at you through essentially reflecting Zevye's eyes at you. And the rabbit saying along the lines of, there's a lot of those things inside,
or no?
The rabbit will put his paw on the box for no. And sit in front. Not safe, but hidden.
This is stretching this so hard. But Fox does know how to spell, unlike me. Show me outside the castle where you are.
Okay. So that would be. Because I apologize, because this map layout is like this castle layout is like very odd. So I just needed to.
Almost like a castle itself, where it's very odd.
Where it just doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be. He will point. The rabbit will hop to about right here. Like right here, like at the very edge of the moat. Stop about 5 feet from it. And kind of gesture with like a little paw up to the this tower. And this tower, it's the outside of the castle itself, besides the gate, is just flat stone. There's no there's not really any means of like, well, there's no, I would say there's no usable window to climb through. The most you're gonna find are gonna be like the points for the archers, where there's like just the slit in the wall, and those are gonna be closer to the parapets up here, which will be at the highest point of the castle, which it's standing a good couple stories up, like at least like 3 or so.
I'm gonna look at the rabbits and going to again dirt with my claw extended.
With your
right.
claw extended.
Tell me everything. And get really low as I'm hearing the rabbit and my ears are twitching. I'm just going to be staring at the castle, trying to soak all the information that I can as I'm absorbing whatever the rabbit is saying.
All right. Told, he was taken by the Banderhob, and that's the word he will use. He was taken by the Banderhob. It was sent to find him. He was released from it, entered the, and he was taken up to the tower that was indicated, hidden away, and from there he is using the rabbit as a mental escape from, and he doesn't any, and there's a you can see he's kind of skirting around some like excluding some information, but essentially saying that the rat that his familiar Mallow is the name is being used.
God damn it, Vic.
As he's being used as an escape mentally from the interrogation. So,
I'm gonna write down, will they kill you?
not while she is there. He's like, I have someone making sure I'm still breathing. So.
My thought is going to be, at least he's gonna grow some hair. I'm going to grab the rabbit with my mouth by its nape.
Okay.
And, run back towards the group.
Okay. All right. So as this is essentially so as this is happening, you guys would have been I guess debating on what the next course of action is.
Janva would have another thought too.
Okay.
Looking at Greyson, she'll even get Ophelia in on this one too.
Okay, sure.
Here's an idea, and this is kind of a stretch.
Oh no.
What if we go and speak with the lizard folk and convince them to throw a
To
and
riot.
cause to riot? Thank you. It's a thought.
I could command them to riot.
Let's not command the.
As Snapjaw's like looking between you as you're all like discussing this, we do need a leader. We do need someone to command us.
Janva.
Don't worry
I-
about
do you-
it. I'm on
no.
my
Do you
way.
think
Janva's gonna stop,
Don't worry.
and then she'll be like, "I know just the person." And she looks over, and she smiles at Boots.
As Boots is in the middle of like cleaning a fringe and looks up and stands at attention. Yes.
You've done really well with the Kobold Battalion that we have.
I have some notes on that, but yes.
How do you guys feel you could do with helping? Just kind of like gesturing over to like the huts with the lizard folk. How would you guys feel about being able to leading a riot?
As Boots has a moment of quiet contemplation for about 2 seconds before she straightens up, looks at you. We will have their bodies hanging from the walls at dawn.
Oh my god, Felix.
Wow.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Kobolds, man. Kobolds. They think in great extremes.
I think before we start hanging bodies from the walls, Boots, why don't we try getting over to the lizard folk huts first and foremost?
As you are discussing that, you will see Fox's panther form return, and carrying in his mouth like a little kitten is a white rabbit with like kind of like toasted brown patterning across its head and back.
I'm gonna walk straight up to Greyson and then just the rabbit on his whatever.
do I need
So-
do I need to roll a history for Mal?
You do not need to roll a history for the family familiar, no. Yeah, it's the family familiar.
And do I know Zevye's in there?
You, when the rabbit gets plopped down in front of you and like kind of like shakes off the slobber and looks up, the eyes are back to the a brown like a rabbit.
Mallow, what are you doing?
As the rabbit just kind of twitches his nose at you.
Oh god, okay. Grayson's gonna pick him up.
I'm gonna B shape, un-B shape.
What were you able to gather?
So, they're torturing the boy right now. They're interrogating him.
We
there's,
enter.
Excuse?
I'm gonna put my entire claw all over his face. They're, it's a giant fucking black dragon. Also.
Grayson, as you get a whole hand shoved on your face, this is not this is a normal thing for you.
Yes.
Wow.
Jesus, like, god damn it.
This might be a younger hand than you're used to, I guess. Technically.
Technically.
Just older feeling rougher and gross and
Yeah.
slimy.
Mud.
They're not gonna kill him. Apparently somebody's trying to keep him alive. He's at the west tower. I'm gonna point that one.
Okay.
As he will indicate to the tower. Snapjaw listening in, probably mentioning, I would think the person keeping him alive is our caretaker. He's a very nice man.
Who's your caretaker?
He's, elven names are very difficult for us to pronounce, but,
So an elf.
yes. He has one eye. It's very nice.
Excuse me?
Yes, he takes care of the lizard folk. Ever since we lost our tribe elder, the one-eyed elf, he took us in and he treats us very nicely.
What's the
Treats you nicely how?
He lets us sleep inside the castle sometimes, and he teaches us how to make weapons, and we forage for food for him.
what's the relationship with that elf and that dragon?
Nobody goes near the dragon.
I think the dragon's just letting them use the land because it's the cold.
I'm thinking a dragon can shape into anything it wants to shape. Does the dragon have a damaged eye?
The dragon just sometimes it just flies around, and it's very scary, and it's very fast, and sometimes when you think it's behind you, then it appears in front of you, and people don't live long when they meet the dragon.
Does the dragon mean?
The dragon is as a dragon is.
That's not my question.
The dragon doesn't eat us, if that's what you want to know.
Who does the dragon eat? The Bullywugs?
Sometimes if they get too drunk and they go try to look for it to have some kind of trophy.
Really trying to puzzle everything together.
But
Does the
lizard folk
elf-
know better.
Sorry?
The lizard folk know better. We make sure that dragon stays happy with us.
And
So
the
that
elf
we
with the one eye is also happy with you.
Yes.
Looks like you got some fucking paradise, but these bullywugs are fucking your shit up.
That's where Janva pipes in. I consider we head over to the huts where the lizard folk are.
Yes, we like to consider ourselves small dragons. That's why we're very much kin with the dragon.
So green. We speak with the lizard folk and see if we can maybe cause a distraction to get into a distraction for the bullywugs so we can get into the castle. If
We
can
could probably
cause an
convince
uprising-
them.
Here's
If we
my
can cause it-
suspicion, which could just be an old man being paranoid. If the dragon is such a vast strength and force, it doesn't really do shit to the lizard kid. But these bullywugs are a nuisance. This elf treats the lizard folk with respect. Why? Why doesn't the dragon just reign in terror with everything? Why does it let this elf treat some with respect and some with not?
It wasn't. The elf always liked the lizard folk. He always was good friend to our clan. It was the dragon lady that employed the bullywugs. They're not from this region of our mire. They came when she brought them a leader.
Janva's sitting there just listening to what Snapjaw's saying. It sounds like there's a fight for power.
Who's the leader of the bullywugs?
That was Resmir.
The dragon lady brought the leader to the bullywugs. He killed our leader. His name's Farblex Spattergoo.
I can't fucking take that name seriously.
I'm sorry, it's just what the fucking book says, bro.
I can't take that name seriously. Oh,
There's only so
God.
much I can do.
I know. But still.
What is the what is this bladder glue? Supper stew. What do they look like?
He's like their shaman. He walks around with a fancy hat and made of fish heads, and
Delicious.
he has a magic staff, and he tells the bullywugs what to do, and they just listen.
Look a little concerned. Does he look like a fucking fish?
No, he looks like a bullywug.
Okay. At least that's out of the way.
Can we get back to my son being tortured?
Oh.
My hand's still on his face. It's he's gonna grow hair. Don't worry.
He already has hair. He gets that from the other one.
I'm gonna just stop in my tracks. Oh yeah. We do need to rest at least a little bit. I'm completely exhausted of everything.
Janva just like the one of the showgirls on Wheel of Fortune, just to towards like the direction.
As Janva's gesturing towards the lizard folk
Thank
camp.
you.
Let's go.
Okay, so so Snapjaw will lead you down, kind of going the opposite direction. So you'll mostly skirt around, kind of like the less occupied camps, as you kind of walk your way. And there's no opposition, there's no checkpoints. You just walk and then find yourselves within the camp. Which means I actually get to use this map. I'm so happy. Bada! He led to the lizard folks camp. Let me get your guys on the board.
Oh, look at that camp.
I know, I worked so hard on it.
You worked so hard on these maps.
And I never got to update Greyson's thing.
Oh, his little token.
Too.
As we're walking over there, John was even gonna like mention to Fox, if the lizard folk don't have a leader, we need someone who has a good voice.
Yuliy?
And she'll kind of look up towards Boots,
There she is.
considering she's like a lizard. She's very, very dangerous.
Hold.
Figures.
Damn it. I always forget. Hold. It's important. This is like the most important thing. And I
Unless
always...
you can figure someone
There
to
it
Spud? Yeah.
yeah, Spud's the most important thing. Thank
Most
you. There he is.
Yeah, I'm
Most
sorry.
important.
But yeah, and Java would just be talking to Fox, just catching him up with everything.
Alright, so Fox, you will be caught up currently on the situation as I give everybody control of their minis in case they just want to walk around.
I'm gonna, as we're doing that, I'm also going to, as I guess, whenever I pass Greyson or slow down, just say, "Boy, just remember, I can understand you."
What?
Tell, I'm talking to your son. Thank you.
Which, yeah, so as you... Well, let me double check this distance, because that's actually important. For a moment.
The music.
It's just right there. Yeah, it's
Oh, the fly.
didn't it? Not quite. Okay. As you, as Fox passes by and says that, The rabbit's eyes are still the same brown.
Same brown?
They are brown.
I'm gonna look at the rabbit.
Everyone
Can you
should-
tell me anything? Because I'm just using my ability to communicate with animals.
As the rabbit just kind of twitches his nose at you. What do you want to know?
You're not Zevye, are you?
No, my current master is not present. No.
I'm gonna look towards Greyson. We lost a boy. And I look at the
Excuse
rabbit.
me?
You're not gonna run off, are you?
I might.
I'm talking to the rabbit, please.
Question: Can the familiar talk to Fox? Because it's not a rabbit. It's like a being.
It's still essentially a creature in a way, I would say. I would say that's my ruling for it. It's because it's a creature, and it's an intelligent one at that. So it would be capable of. I feel it would be capable of communicating with Fox. So that's my DM ruling. I'm just gonna say yes,
That
the
works.
rabbit can. Yeah. So, as Snapjaw brings you into the lizard folks' camp, you see a lot of them kind of making sure that the huts are up to standard. They're standing. They're in good condition. A few of them are kind of lugging some barrels of water and some kind of leathers that are rolled up in it. You see another one that's carrying a bag of like a wet bag of kills through the camp. Snapjaw immediately goes up to this one lizard folk. Kind of gives him a little like chirp of greeting in a kind of like a guttural sort of tone, and looks back to all of you as he continues to speak in Draconic, saying, "They wish to help us. They wish to free us from bullywugs. They want to make sure the lizard folk can have proper leadership again."
Janva's gonna push Boots forward a little bit.
And she's gonna
I'm
stumble
not
a little.
saying to like, I don't want anything bad to happen to Boots, but
She'll stumble a little bit as her boots are kind of sticking in the mud, and she's doing her damnedest to keep them on her feet because they're too
and
big.
Janva's just giving her a little thumbs up.
She kind of huffs a little. She kind of just brushes herself off. Let me double check a thing actually, because there's a very specific thing I need to know. As I go to look at something. Yes. Okay, that's the thing.
What?
All right. No, I was just double checking that. I was double checking in case of language barrier. I just wanted to be sure.
They do speak Draconic.
They do speak Draconic, yes. Because I know it was like common Draconic, and then Yip-Yak, I believe, was the other one.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure Draconic was in there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to double
That would have sucked.
I know, that's why I wanted to make sure I was doing that
That really sucked.
correctly. Yeah, so Boots will step forward, speaking in Draconic. Just, I am here to be your new commander. I am in charge.
How tall is
She is a flat 5 foot, compared to about a 7 to 9 foot lizard.
Oh, cool. Me and her are the same size.
Yeah.
Also
Well,
fine.
she's like a foot. She's a foot shorter than you. She's like 4 feet.
Oh, okay.
Like she's like capped at 4.
Hoard. And as I'm leaving Greyson's site, don't lose a rabbit. Go towards. I'm being so helpful right now. I'm gonna go towards the lizard folk that they talk to. Do they look bigger than everybody else, or is that just pretty much the same size?
They're gonna kind of be the same size.
Yeah, what she's trying to say. In Draconic.
Okay.
Gather up everybody. We need to talk. Let's fucking get your elf friend back and kill as many of these frogs as we can.
As you speak at the normal volume that is for Fox, the other lizard folk kind of stop what they're doing and they look in your direction, and they kind of all start to congregate around you as they kind of like looking in, inspecting you. Some of them leaning down to catch your scent as they sniff you. Some of them, their tongues kind of going out to scent the air. As the biggest one that Snapjaw would have addressed, being this older lizard folk, the scales faded from age and just his skin more saggy and leathery, as he looks very malnourished. He's very tall, but he's just very malnourished. As he looks down at you, Fox, kind of like his eyes kind of like white and glazed over, as he leans his head in to kind of focus on you. So, you want to... Why?
Our friends in there.
So it's purely self-interest.
No,
Well,
from the
Janva
bottom of our hearts, we want to help you and your kin. We believe in the rights of others as well.
Janva, even just in the back, this is your home. This was your home before, gesturing out towards the huts before they stepped in.
Bullywugs have always been around these parts, but they've kept to themselves. It wasn't until Farblex stepped into power and killed my son, Collar.
I'm gonna, just because the name's Farblex is the bullywug in charge with the hat.
Correct.
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
I'm gonna look at
Yeah.
the blindish lizard kid.
Mhm.
Well, for the good of the tribe, let's kill that son of a bitch too.
I
John-
would very much like his head.
Now, from what Janva understands, again, the only reason why Farblex is in power was because of Resmir.
We'll kill Resmir
More
next.
chance.
Yes, that's essentially what
Okay.
Snapjaw explained to you, is that the Bullywugs didn't encroach on this territory until Resmir came and gave the Bullywugs a leader.
Then Janva will put it this way. Let me fix the mistake that Resmir made.
And when that name is spoken, you kind of hear this hollow growl in his throat,
Mhm.
and he just turns and he spits.
Janva just even probably just looking over to Birdurai and Fox. If it makes you feel any better, she's no longer on this plane.
Oh,
And he'll just kind of
well, good.
as you as he kind of tilts his head trying to understand, you killed the dragon lady.
Gesture kind of back over to Fox and Jeremiah.
And a whole Jeremiah standing there.
What entire
Jeremiah. No, look, I've been trying my hardest not to say
I just love the image of Jeremiah standing amongst all these characters. It's so amusing to me. He's like, yeah, I'm here.
No, amongst yeah, she'll gesture to Fox and Birdurai.
There's the old lizard man kind of stoops down, kind of leaning heavily on his staff to do so, to look at both of you, since you are so much significantly smaller than him.
Yeah.
You hear
I'm
the
5 foot
old
tall.
You're a baby compared to him.
small babby.
With that, I'm just like, wait, is that the one I decapitated?
Yes,
Yes,
Birdurai, that is the
Resmir-
one that you
Resmir
decapitated.
was the
Birdurai.
one that you all killed back in Baldur's Gate. The one
Yes.
that was decapitated. That person that was recognized as Resmir, yes.
Sword killed him. Killed that dragon lady. I can still
And-
smell the blood.
So, as Janva would put it, so considering she's not in power any longer, I think, looking out towards, I think Splattergoo, his 2 weeks' notice is far past its date.
What is that guy's relationship with the dragon? My concern is that dragon.
The dragon guards the mire. The mire is the dragon's home. Vorag Manthar is its name. It's lived here for many, many centuries. Long before I was born, long before many of us were born. This has been its land's first, and we are graced with the privilege to live on it.
Alright.
And
I consider the cult being just a bad seed planted in there.
Then
It
in a
certainly
way-
has soured the winds.
then in a way, if we go and have battle with those people in the castle ball, we're basically kicking out the intruders for the dragon.
I believe
Hopefully
so.
he doesn't attack us and see us as the intruder.
Rarely does Vorag
Storm
Manthar ever come this way. Today was the first time in quite a while that we've seen him fly over these parts.
Lucky
Hmm.
us.
I'm gonna actually look up too and see if I still see the dragon.
You see overcast skies and nothing else.
Okay.
I'll look at the group. Look, we can rest a little bit and go in. That's what I would prefer to do.
Yeah,
We'll see.
not a long rest. Oh, sorry. Are we talking about a long rest or a short rest?
Sure. I
Same.
don't know if that boy has much time to live.
Agreed.
We'll let you know. We're going short-handed. Because I used a lot of fucking things to track him down and to get over here.
Is Snapjaw listening between all of you? I could lead you in. Lizard folk are allowed in the castle, and we do see lots of different people from time to time. If you come in as my guest, I think it should be fine.
With that, I'm gonna look at Janva immediately. I was
Mhm.
like, do you think the people in there are gonna recognize you as a traitor to the cult? Well,
If not, I can always. Probably so, but if not, I can always try to play it off like I brought you guys here to gain favor with the cult.
Let's
and
do
then
that.
attack when they're distracted.
You have a bag of holding. And I think Birdurai?
Yes.
Birdurai and Ophelia.
Do you
Yep.
guys, and then it looks at Elizabeth. Do you guys have weapons?
Which to the lizard folk, you mean?
Yeah.
No.
Sharpened
We,
stick is better than nothing. Well, yeah, gloves.
the only weapons we're ever permitted is as Snapjaw speaking. The only weapons we're ever permitted is when we go out to retrieve the treasure, and they send us with clubs and sticks. But then we bring them back to the castle, and then we don't have them.
Are the bullywugs technically armed within the?
Yes, bullywugs are allowed to have weapons, but lizard folk are not.
I'm gonna look at
Well, Java even. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna look at Snapjaw and say and ask him if, like, Snapjaw, are you the best warrior on all of here?
As you recall, a couple sessions ago, you found him cowering at the bottom of the trapdoor pit.
Yes, but everybody else is dead.
Big brain energy,
So,
bro.
He's right now. Is he the best one?
As you look, for the fun of it, roll me an insight. What'd you get, bro?
3.
So, looking between all these lizard folk of varying builds, about the same height, but varying in muscle weight and structure, to Snapjaw, who's very, who is shorter than most of them. He stands only about maybe a few inches taller than Zevye. And he's very gawky and very gangly. And you're looking between all of this, and you're just thinking, yeah, he's the best fighter.
Janva
Okay.
even with the whole talk of how Fox even put it, like even a sharpened stick's better than nothing. Janva would just point to her mouth. You guys have teeth. Your teeth is better than nothing.
As you say that, there's a wave of realization amongst the lizard folk as they all kind of start touching their teeth and murmuring to each other, we do have teeth.
God.
Well,
Wow, I wonder how he got his name Snapjaw.
with me not seeing that, I think Snapjaw is the best warrior in this village at the moment. I'm gonna grab the longsword that I've always had, I've never used,
Oh.
and throw it to, not really throw it, but kind of toss it to Snapjaw.
They're not allowed to have weapons.
Then I'll
He
toss
fumbles it,
to
and
you
it falls
when
in the
we get
mud.
there. Well, I guess I'll just throw it to you when we get there next time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure
It's
how
like
that
the scene
works.
in The Last Airbender where all the earthbenders are trapped in a valley surrounded by earth.
So,
So,
What are you
Gregors,
talking about?
I'm gonna look at everybody here. So, grab some of your best, strongest warriors, and our captor over here, pointing towards Janva. We go in through your Snapjaw's entrance. Greyson, you should take the lead on this. This is your son.
I'm wearing robes.
I know, you make the fucking decisions when we get in there.
Janva also even putting it, if you want me to have Greyson in front, you may as well have me make this look realistic.
oh.
Wait, what did she say?
She said that if Greyson is going to be frontlining this, then she may as well make this look realistic.
The cult does seem to like me.
Greyson, how do you feel about getting punched in the face?
Oh, can I
Look
do it?
directly at John Vine's smile.
Do you want me to answer that honestly?
I'm gonna think
Honestly,
about it.
it's great.
I like it.
Look, if you want me to go in and pretty much pose as like I'm trying to gain back favor with the cult, I have to at least make one of you look like you've been roughed up and beat to shit.
Don't we have
No,
makeup?
please do.
Also, I already,
Yes, I do have a disguise kit. I can do that.
Also, I
No, it's
already
fine. It's fine.
Grayson's okay with it.
I
What,
already
getting
look like
punched
I'm
in the
not
face?
Yeah, I'm not at full health, so I look like I've taken a couple of hits.
Mhm.
So,
Java just looking at Grayson like, are you okay with me punching you in the face?
I should probably take a health potion first.
It's an unarmed hit, right?
yeah, so roll me for an unarmed strike. So that's just going to be with your just regular strength mod.
I like
Just
how my
like
consent
that.
was kind of there. Alright, doing it now. Bam!
That's a 13.
That definitely hits Grayson.
Yeah.
Okay, again, are you okay with this, Grayson? That was-
It's
Yes.
just going to be your strength mod plus
Yeah,
one.
Yeah. Strength mod +1. That's the
The D4 is only if you're proficient and
Okay.
unarmed. So it's going to be your strength mod +1.
So 3.
So you take 3 points of damage.
And we never healed from last time, did we?
No.
Oh, did we
I
want
would
to
like
heal? Did we
to.
want to rest first before? She
Oh my
does this?
god!
That's kind of the thing, right?
Yeah. Okay, please. Can I retcon that and we do that after we rest?
There's no retconning
No,
in this
we-
game. Sorry. No. it's fine. Okay, so
I think it's better
the general
if we...
consensus. Okay, before we continue on, the general consensus is we're doing a short rest and then we're moving on to the castle. Correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else that you guys need to plan, prep, or otherwise roleplay at this moment?
I don't believe so. Do we?
Not really.
No.
Just go. Janva just pretty much
Um,
going over stuff to make sure that
well-
we're.
Yes, Birdurai.
Yeah, I just kind of want to talk to Ro about the battle plan.
Okay. All right, that's fine. As he's looking amongst all of these much bigger kobolds than him. Why do they get to be taller than me?
Do you see how tall I am compared to the other party members?
Do you see how tall you are compared to me?
How tall is Ro?
The kobolds range from like 3 to 4-ish feet.
Yeah, but how tall is Ro? 4 feet?
About. He's shorter than Boots. Boots is capped at flat 4 foot. So he's like a
Okay.
few inches shorter than Boots.
Like-
That's why Boots insists she's the one in charge, because she's the biggest kobold of the group.
But I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna ask the same thing. But do you see how tall I am compared to the rest of the Sea Devils?
And you're the strongest one.
And I just nod my head. Like, size doesn't compare to strength. You've seen me in battle. I've seen you in battle.
I am very fast, yes. Boom.
And you are a good shot with your bow. And we've been training with the sword. And you've
Yes.
been improving as well. Boom.
Yes. Boom.
Popo.
Boom.
And then basically I'm gonna say, well, like, when we start the battle, just stay low, aim properly, and we'll all be fine.
And then you will get your sword. Boom.
Hi.
John,
Po.
Boom.
just out of curiosity, for curiosity's sake, 'cause
Yes.
it's something I'm just looking at on my computer. On the outside, are there any bones or anything like of something that's recently died?
Roll me a. It's foraging. I'd say survival.
12.
12. The most you're gonna find. There'll be like kind of like a community kind of like compost pile, and amongst it you'll see kind of like discarded like little bits of like fish bone and like in actual sized frogs and like whatever the catch of the day was, just all kind of heaped together in a pile.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
Okay.
just it was something I was curious about.
Oh,
Never mind.
all right then. All right, so if we are good to go, we could take our short rest, and we could also take our short break, and then be back in about. I know. Look at that segue.
Wow.
Wow.
Segue.
All right, so we will be back in about 10 to 15. Everyone's going to take a short rest, and we will continue on to the castle. So see you guys in a bit.
quick. I've got the new script you sent us for the next episode. So we have new players. Who's Greyson? You know who that is?
Yeah, I'm reading that too. What's this? Torival? Torival?
So we have new players.
New players?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, dude. So it also says that the schedule's changed. We're playing on Mondays now.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, what happened to Tuesday?
That'll team out Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh well.
Okay.
Okay.
And just one last little thing.
And it's online now?
Yeah, that. So we're not playing in the studio anymore. It's all online.
Uh-huh.
All right, man. That fucking works for me. All right. Cool. See you later. Bye.
Up.
Oh. Hi
Okay.
guys. Welcome back.
I think I fixed the audio issue, and now I'm probably way blown out.
It's okay. It's okay as long as we can hear you in your beautiful
Yep.
voice.
Nothing has changed on Discord, but I believe. Please confirm, audience, if you can.
No, you are.
They sound way better. Okay, good. Oh my god.
So, as you take your short rest, about an hour or so, kind of recollecting yourselves, cleaning yourselves up from your previous battle, and essentially sitting down and making a plan of action of getting into the castle to rescue Zevye. Ophelia and Yuliy, since you seem to be the only party members that don't understand Draconic, a lot of this is going to be secondhand information given to you through Janva or the other party members. Yuliy, I will say, as this exchange of plans is going on, you will kind of see sitting on the bank of the swamp water, the same gray-skinned woman, just kind of running her fingers through the water, and she will look back at you momentarily with a small smile.
Yuliy is going to walk up and sit next to her.
Okay. As you do, she will give you a small, coy smile. Just, well, this is a interesting place, I would say. Kind of reminds me of home, except home's a little more dreary than this.
I feel you. I live in the water.
She'll just kind of give a small laugh. It almost sounds like a bell. You know, I couldn't help but smell another creature from, well, no place today. I feel that my curiosity in you and your friends, I'll say, has proven quite fruitful.
Glad to be entertaining.
I believe it is. The closer we get to this place, the more otherworldly it smells, and she kind of gives a shiver. It's exciting. I've felt prods and pokes from the other side of your veil quite some time ago, and now I get to see what those were about. So, stay sharp. I don't want you dropping unexpectedly. I want to see where this goes.
You stay sharp. I don't need you to break on me while I'm fighting.
She'll take a moment, just kind of blink, and then she'll just like give this very harsh laugh. Oh. As long as you know how to properly handle me, just follow the scent of blood, my hunter.
Oh,
I can handle a woman just fine.
spicy.
Jericho and you, I need you to
I know, like Jericho just showed up out of nowhere.
A bit.
Which, Ophelia, if you're anywhere near Yuliy, roll me a perception.
It was a nat 20 plus 6.
Ophelia just like zeroes in. Just like, Yuliy, where are you? Oh, those dice don't play. Oh my god. As you, Ophelia, you kind of, as you, coming back from listening to Janva give you the secondhand information, you're like, okay, we're ready to go. Where is Yuliy? Yuliy! And you immediately hone in on him sitting by the bank. And you hear him talking, but he's sitting alone on the bank.
Oh, Yuliy talking to himself.
I'm gonna go towards him. I'm gonna go towards. Can you not talk to yourself right now?
Sorry, Druid.
Wow.
Let's go!
Wow! Okay. So,
Go.
as we...
Let's go. Pull on your shirt.
As she's grabbing you by the shirt and pulling you along, Yuliy, the gray-skinned woman remaining on the banks will just kind of give you a slight finger wave as she seems to melt away into shadows. So, as we are prepared, you, speaking with the lizard folk, you agreed to have Boots and Ton and Jasper stay behind to ready the troops to get them in fighting shape, as the kobolds are determined to free their much taller kobold friends. We are going to help these swamp kobolds. And kobolds will be at the top of the food chain for once.
Good for you, baby. You go, Boots.
As
You go, poo-poo.
as Boots is starting an insurrection. As Ro is dutifully remains by your side, Birdurai. I will fight with you. You are my master, and I will keep you safe. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him. Was like, if you want to come with me,
I want to come with you.
I'm not gonna stop you.
I want
But
to come with. Oh.
I am just a little suggestion. If you want to protect kobold Kimblit brothers and sisters, then that's a good idea too. But if you want to come battle with me, I'm not gonna stop you.
There is no greater honor than to battle by your side, Poe.
Sharpen
Just
your
show me,
arrows.
Poe.
Sharpen
Yeah,
your arrows.
I have been keeping them sharp. Poe.
Like that.
As and I believe the agreement was Fox, you would be leaving Spud behind with the kobolds.
Yeah, if the other kobolds are going to stay, then yeah, I'll leave Spud behind.
All right. As I'm sure you would introduce him to the old lizard.
Oh yeah, our slight little RP. I'm just gonna look at him. This is Spud. He's the wisest person I've ever met. I'm sure he can share some great wisdom with you.
As the yes.
I'll let the lizard folk do what he's gonna do.
He's going to kind of lean down on his staff, kind of little tongue kind of sense around Spud. Oh, I sense great wisdom in him, and he kind of puts a clawed hand on the donkey's head as he kind of like feels between his ears. Yes, thank you for joining us, Golden One.
Yeah. And when we're leaving, I want to turn to him. If he's fucking eating when I come back, I'm gonna eat every single one of y'all.
It would be sacrifice of our own.
Alright, you got out, so I'm gonna pretend that you said something.
He said it's sacrilegious to eat one of his kin.
Okay.
Shamba just like watching all of that display, like, what was that about?
Sometimes draconic, the wording can be a bit odd, but yeah, he said what he said.
See a gold dragon.
Mm-hmm.
See a gold baby.
Oh.
Small baby, a gold baby.
Hey, it's fun.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Bro?
So, as you gather yourselves, Snapjaw and 3 other lizard folk will come along with, as they stand at the ready at the edge of their camp. Just, we are ready to leave when you are.
You see Janva just kind of pacing back and forth a little bit and just kind of trying to shake out her jitters.
Okay. As Janva, I believe, is taking the lead on this. Greyson has been rightfully rough.
I'm assuming maybe with the hit she split his lip. I don't know.
I mean,
I like how the only one getting beat up is Greyson, and all of us are like, ah, we're fine.
he likes it.
I mean, I know.
Yeah.
I think those are for other reasons that he's saying.
I feel like it was like, I don't have to hit you. And he's like, no, do it, please.
There's...
Please, I'm feeling nostalgic.
There's plenty of video I've seen.
So.
This doesn't have to use heals. He has heals.
Yeah.
Nothing. Balls are really
Yes.
soft.
All right, so moving from the lizard folk camp right here, and you will continue on, walking straight away into the gates of the castle.
John will probably even just, well, before we even go in, it's like, your weapons, put them in the bag of holding.
I'm keeping my arcane focus on.
I have
Of course.
a-
Put it in the bag.
I have a stick. I have my walking stick.
That's fine.
Okay, Gandalf.
You wouldn't
You would drive an old man of
from
his
his walking stick. Take the stuff! I told you to take the stuff!
Thank you for coming to our Lord of the Rings roleplay. So, Yuliy, are you putting your glaive into the bag of holding? As Yuliy reluctantly, Ophelia dead-eyed, as he puts Liliana into the bag of holding.
What are you, like, 3?
No.
I was gonna say,
Count to 3 and I know about that.
Janva is gonna cast Shield of Faith on herself.
Alright, so Shield of Faith is casted. You see Janva kind of take a moment. She's steadying her breath and she just kind of like clasps her hand to her chest and you see like this shimmer of radiant light cover her for a minute. Okay, as she mutter that. Birdurai, are you...
It was like a bird.
He's like...
Bird.
Alright, so Janva gave the command of weapons in the bag of holding.
Oh yeah. It's in my bag of holding already.
Alright, so your weapon is in the bag of holding. I would assume Ophelia put her trident in the bag of holding as well. Greyson unfortunately can't fit all of his legs into the bag of holding. So as you approach the gates, you notice that it's one guard and a generous term, as it is one bullywug kind of sitting in the mud, just lazing about, just kind of picking at some boils on his skin,
Disgusting.
as there is a giant frog next to him. And as you approach, what?
I need to bump a genre really fast.
Yeah.
As I
You got what?
do, and I cast a spell.
Oh.
And I'm going to give her Eagle Splendor to give her advantage on charisma checks.
Thank you.
As you feel Fox kind of roughly like nudge into you. It could be an old man with a weak knee, but you suddenly feel, you know what, maybe I got this.
Got this.
I could do this. As you approach, you're about 10 feet from the boardwalk. The frog kind of shifts in the mud, looking over at you, and gives a low.
She'll just kind of like look down at it, like really, like uninterested.
Well, it's a
and kinda,
giant frog.
We'll look at it with a little bit of disgust.
As the
We kinda
bullywug
roll our
looks at
eyes.
the bullywug, kind of like pats the frog to kind of like settle it down. He looks over at you. What do you want?
Oh God, what would hurt?
As he kind of looks at the
it's
the
like-
lizard folk, and he kind of just makes a noise.
Yeah, Janva Vohntree, Dragon Wing.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Colt, whatever. Sure.
She'll just look at it up and down. Stand up straight. You're in cement.
He'll just kind of shrug and just kind of like wave at you.
Okay.
Congratulations, you have guessed the password. You may enter.
Not at all how I expected that to go. Okay. Let's fucking rock and roll, guys.
As you, I love that I get to use these maps. Hold up. I'm actually really excited that I get to use these maps. Look at that.
Oh my god, cool. I need to zoom out as I throw the dragon mask behind me.
Oop.
Oh my god. Those frogs are freaking beautiful.
Talking giant frogs, bro.
legitimately love them. I
I know.
love them.
I
They're
know
cute.
Grayson's favorite, but you know.
Is that a tree frog just painted gold with more bulging eyes?
I think so.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yep, I used it off of the packs that they have here, and I love him very much. And Birkan. Boop. Right.
Yeah. I guess like me and Ro are gonna kind of stay behind a little bit in the back.
Boop. All right. So, essentially entering through the Barbican as you step onto the gangway, which is just like 10 feet wide, wooden boardwalk that's just raised like a foot or so above the mud. As you walk through, you notice a good bunch of bullywugs and just one more giant frog just kind of sitting in the mud. Everything is just filthy and it smells sour and just gross. It smells like if you stuck your head in a frog aquarium, basically. You know those fun smells.
Lovely. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like when the aquarium tank is at the peak of I need to clean this. That's what it smells like. It's just like a very sour, unpleasant smell as mud is just churned all around the ground, and it's looking at it. It looks just looking at it. It's very, you know, the second you stick your foot in, it's going to be, you're gonna have a hard time maneuvering through it because the mud is just so soft and wet.
Oh, good. I love it.
So there is the boardwalk that is used for people that don't like the mud.
Janva's gonna keep her boots too.
All right.
Much.
Okay, so you would continue through the Barbican. As you do, there's more bullywugs just kind of sitting there, and they'll just kind of, you know, look you over. And as you walk, essentially with a purpose, they just give you.
Janva's giving that catwalk of the look of slay.
Roll me a performance.
I get advantage on that too, right?
I believe so. It's a charisma.
Yeah,
Charisma.
and then some charisma you get an advantage on.
15.
Girl slay.
I will say.
John-
Walking with that look of murder in her eye.
She
like,
is walking,
yes.
shoulders down, neck up, chin out, and think murder as you just walk straight ahead.
That.
Slay, quick, slay.
Slay queen.
Azula walk.
Yeah, the
Oh my
Azula
God,
walk.
The Azula walk, yes.
There it is.
Yes.
As you are, as you walk through, and I'm assuming everyone is following Janva's lead on this.
Mm-hmm. I'm observing everything that I can and try to like read anything that the frogs are saying. Just try to listen in.
Roll me a perception.
I'm assuming at the same time are the lizard folk like following up like behind?
Yes, they are. I just forgot to put their icons on. Let me
23.
find the
Bro,
23.
I'm rolling like fire.
Fox is
today.
fire.
Yep.
Remember that conversation we had? Nope. That ain't happening because he's my boy.
All right. So you through the Barbican, no problem. You walk through the causeway. Fox, as you're looking around, perceiving everything, you see that the mud is going to be very difficult to cross for those that don't have webbed feet.
Which includes myself. I just like it.
Unless it specifically says on your racial thing about being able to handle difficult terrain like that.
No, I can't. I just love it. That's
All right. Oh no, you'll love every second of it, but it's going to be difficult terrain for you.
This is difficult terrain for me, even though I love it.
Like you see like soggy pieces of wood like just sinking into the mud. You see a table that's like kind of haphazardly erected as some of them sit at the table playing with like a dirty set of cards. Kind of like playing for bets with like pieces of copper and like tin scraps. And then there's like a set of stairs that leads up to a second level. As Janva, you walk you're gonna basically follow the boardwalk, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. So as you follow the boardwalk down the causeway, which is just a straight, narrow, stone on either side corridor, just open corridor. As you walk past Fox, you see that there is that there's actually a second level that was overhanging the first level. Let me grab that real quick. Why did it not select? That's annoying. Select, please. As you see, there is a the second level that would have overlooked it, looking down, and you see that there was a pocket for archers to sit right here to pick off anyone from behind. So, the causeway will lead you now into the courtyard. And as you move into the courtyard...
Oh my god.
There we go.
I think I see a thing that I maybe shouldn't have seen, but that's cool.
Ah, shit!
Nothing! Where are you, audience?
Ah, fuck.
DM. Chad
Yes.
is asking, how long will we be playing?
Since we started an hour late, I don't know if anyone's comfortable with, like, continuing on so we can hit our... But that's up to y'all.
We're at 2 hours and 26 minutes of recording.
So reaching for an endpoint of maybe 11:30-ish, a little over, I would say would be a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's essentially what we're aiming for. Yeah, so there's some boys there. Let me put y'all back on that.
Wait, what boys?
Don't worry about it. They're there. Wait, oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Heck. Roll20 is a fun tool.
It's great, but layers.
It's great, but yeah, layers. Check your layers, bro. Layer check.
Yeah.
You guys. So I didn't know how far y'all would be getting today, so I didn't have you on the map. I will have you guys kind of down here. That's not the icon I want. That boy is missing currently, so I can't use him. Yeah. Boop. Janva up here. As you walk, leaving the causeway into this open courtyard, there is a out tower that sits right in the middle. Fuck.
Is that a rug?
Yes, it's a rug! I forgot that was there. Excuse me. Boop, it's not there anymore. You're welcome, Ophelia. As you see, there's like a round stout tower that sits right in the middle, as there's just debris littered all across this courtyard. You see more bullywugs than you do... Well, you see more bullywugs just kind of in the same regards, just kind of hanging around, watching the lizard folk. You see them kind of... You see a giant lizard that's hitched up to a wooden cart that's that's struggling to pull it through the mud. As there's supposed to be a boardwalk here, but I forgot to add that, so...
It's okay.
Shite. I was up till 3 in the morning, guys. Hold, please, hold, please, hold, please. I have my kobold. I know I do. Boop. There we go. We're all there. As you guys enter out into the courtyard, the first thing you see being the round stout tower, you see the giant lizard that's struggling to pull a cart through the mud. You will see your first actual human guards dressed in just a black studded leather standing guard, and between them are two massive like dragon-looking creatures. Like essentially so a guard drake, yes. These big blue chunky scales and this horn that curls out from its snout like a rhinoceros, as they're both kind of healed and at attention, looking at the courtyard. And as you enter, they will be guarding. You'll see that they're standing in front of a door right here. You will see a kind of an open forge over here, where mostly lizard folk are trying to figure out how a forge works. You see them kind of hammering at some really crappy looking spears. You see one of them kind of look at the spear, like unsure of what it's doing, and then it immediately sticks it back into the fire and just melts it down, thinking that it's doing, that's the work you're supposed to do. Like it was shown how to do it, but not all the steps are in the correct order. You will see a lot of the bullywugs just kind of hanging off to one side. You'll see two of them kind of standing there, kind of leaning on their spears as they watch some lizard folk pick up at some soggy wooden debris and trying to like carry it over to the cart to load it so that it could be taken off.
Mhm.
And my goodness, puppers. And you'll see a third guard drake just laying down with its head in the mud, sleeping. As you enter the courtyard, one of the human guards will notice you. Sweet doggo. As the guard drakes bark with excitement.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
They are as one of them will approach you, Janva, and Greyson. Kind of, alright, what's this? State your business. We
Janva
weren't
just holding up her hand just for a second. Look, I've been through a lot of shit within the past. Who's in charge here?
Because he'll kind of stop a bit short. Drawmore Borngray is in charge of this outpost. What's your business here? We weren't expecting any visitors.
Yeah, Janva's just being like, Janva Vohntree, Dragon Wing of the Cult of the Dragon.
Right.
I have prison.
Grayson does a finger wave.
As he looks you over, Greyson, noticing the shiner you have on one eye, and looking, he'll kind of look you all over. Where did you find them? Were they...
Well... Sorry, as I try to, like...
No, you're fine. We weren't... Usually the swamp takes care of anybody trying to infiltrate out here, so we don't expect it. Where did you find these?
They were on a cart traveled from the roadhouse.
So you came from the roadhouse? You came from Karnath?
Yes. It's been a freaking while.
Roll me a persuasion.
Yeah, thank God I got an advantage on that skill. That's a 19.
Let me roll...
And that's a nat 20!
Nice.
Oh, okay. I rolled a history for that guy, so that's gonna be interesting. As he looks you all over and just kind of like taking in the odd individuals. And let me have everyone roll me perception, actually.
Everybody roll perception.
Yeah, everyone roll perception while you're standing in the courtyard, and he's kind of looking at you.
Nat 20 plus 5, 25.
Fucking 20.
The numbers are
What you got, bro?
Total would be 26. 19 plus 7.
All right. Ophelia, Yuliy, what did you get?
I'm so excited. So excited.
What did you get, girl?
Oh, just so you know, DM, I'm concentrating on Janva's spell.
Okay, that's fair.
I can't hear stuff near Josh.
Okay, yeah, y'all are muted right now. Y'all are muted at the moment, so I cannot hear your numbers. All right, Birdurai, what was your number?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. And, all right, Greyson, what was your number?
13.
Of course. Of course.
His eyes are a little bit swollen.
All right, I still cannot hear Steph and Josh at this moment, so if you guys want to just type in what your numbers were real quick.
on Discord?
I'll say if it's
Yeah.
over a 10, you pass.
Sent them a message.
If it's over 10, you pass.
15 and 13. Sorry.
15 and 13? Okay, they pass. So as the guard's kind of looking you over, you kind of notice that through the courtyard, you will see the stone is very old. Like, this castle has been here for centuries. But the banners are fresh. As you see these, like almost silken purple banners just, like, hanging from the walls. And next to the banners, also equally fresh, you will see a variety of bodies hanging from ropes.
Oh, lovely.
And looking at and taking a close look at them, as you notice, these bodies are a variety of you don't see you see a lot of well, they're all humanoid, but you don't see any humans among them, and you don't see any elves among them. You'll mostly see like half orcs or halflings, dwarves, maybe like one gnome, and then like a half elf or so. But no humans and no elves, and no dragonborns or tieflings. As the one guard kind of stops, and he takes a moment and squints, and then he looks at you, Greyson. Hold on a moment. And he grabs you by the jaw to look you in the eye.
Greyson just kind of smiles.
Of course he does. Like,
See anything you like?
not for me, but Greyson fucking Tataric, where the fuck did you get him? You have any idea how much money's on his head?
I was on the fucking road. They were with us.
You were
Well,
with
me. Excuse me. That was my mistake.
You were with
Where's
them.
Mark?
You just happened to have Greyson fucking Tataric with you.
Well, I guess luck is in my favor. Again, it's been a while. Why don't you get me on the right track of who or what is so important about him?
Just, we're gonna stay right here, and he's gonna look back at his his companion over here. Send word up to Vohntree. We need to. As the guard will kind of straighten up, and then he will immediately beeline for this door over here and enter. And he will disappear out of sight. So I will... Boop, he's gone.
While Janva's standing there, she'll just kind of look up at like the swinging bodies. What's that display for?
Well, any prisoners that are brought along with the cargo. Whichever ones the Vohntree deems as undesirable. We kill, hang them, and sometimes the bullywugs eat them.
Lovely.
It's, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's been a real shit show since, Resmir.
How so?
Well, we haven't seen her in a while, so this castle's kind of sat abandoned for, God, it's like, what, a month or so now? Vohntree just kind of took charge and...
Goodness, I guess you didn't get the memo.
Memo? What memo?
Well, Resmir's no longer with us.
As he releases Greyson and then looks at you, Janva. Dead. You're full of shit.
I'm going to chuckle.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
immediately look at Janva.
As Fox does that and looks to you, Janva. The guard will kind of scowl at you, Fox, and he will take the butt end of his spear at you.
As that happens, yeah, she hit about that hard too.
Yeah, Janva looking over, and now you know why I'm here.
This is some amateur fucking work. Usually we like to cut the tongues first so that they don't shit talk us on the way.
Then you won't get any information, apparently. Y'all don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck you're doing.
He'll look at you. Oh, we have our ways of getting information. Just you watch.
I'm gonna, as he says that, immediately look at Janva, and then towards Greyson.
As the cultist will just kind of, continuing on that beat, we have our ways of getting information. Believe me. We, brought a new one in. Tiefling kid.
Without tongues.
Fucking Christ, can he scream? Fucking Christ, can he scream?
Oh, Lynn. I saw Lynn's face.
As, it would take about, depending on what you guys do, it'll take about 10 minutes before, the door will open again.
See how long the concentration on enhanced ability is. I think it's an hour. But let me look it up.
No, it's
So
just it's
yes.
basically when that guy said about that tiefling and boy he scream. Birdurai is just gonna sigh. I don't know, like normal voice loudness or normal sigh loudness. I don't know if you hear it, but
He'll sigh.
sigh of frustration,
He will,
of anger.
not he will not read into that too much as you're just having a sigh.
I'm gonna make a as quietly as I can. Just, shh. Towards everybody.
Roll me a stealth.
All right, +0.
Yeah,
At 10.
Sorry, one moment while I look at the thing.
yeah, it's basically Birdurai's like biting his
Gather.
beak and
Mm.
trying not to
He
say
just
anything.
kind of.
Do
He
every
kinda
have
looks-
tongues?
It is a bird.
Birds.
Birds have tongues.
They're barbed. Birds have barbed tongues.
Barbed tongue. Barbed tongue.
Okay.
All right. So
I don't know why I thought-
as he as the cultist just kind of like shakes his head, and he's like, "Well, I guess." And as he's talking, the door will open, and out will step this. Let me get you a picture of him. Actually,
Ooh.
I'm gonna throw him up on the screen.
This fucking cool.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Are you cheating, Miss Tabatha?
Look. This is why I said I'm not excited going through this shit show again.
As
Oh,
that
okay.
individual
Cool.
is coming out to take up as much space as I can, I'm going to try to, because I don't know where my where I am technically, since my midi's not on here. I will try to step a little bit forward.
Where the fuck did I put? Hold up.
Why you lost it?
No, I actually put his actual mini on the board, but then I like blew it up, and then I wanted to get a second one out there so I can have an actual size. I don't know where the fuck he went. There he is. Put him right there, and then I'm gonna show you what he looks like. So you will see this tall, slender elf walk out, as he has this long, kind of platinum blonde hair, an eye patch over one eye, and his face completely marred by hash marks that go across his face. And if you look closely enough at the scars, you see the scars mirror that of probably a blade. And he's wearing like this dark blue leather armor as he walks out, and this isn't the actual sword that he'll be holding, but he will have a sword on his hip that has a decorated hilt of a golden dragon spiraling around down the sheath. Greyson, you recognize it as the same blade that you saw the image of your father holding when he was projected to you in the ring of mind shielding. Birdurai, you recognize this sword for a completely different reason.
Yep. Yeah.
That being the blade that your father had so carefully guarded his whole life. A blade that you were working so hard to inherit. This being that blade, as he sits with it on his hip.
Like IRL, my heart skipped a beat. Not even gonna lie to you.
As he walks out, I'm gonna put him away now.
Yeah,
Okay,
my
there
hand
he is.
is twitching a little bit, but a Birdurai's hand is twitching a little bit, but
As he walks out, and he kind of has this kind of like this swagger as he walks out.
I'm intently looking at him, like Birdurai.
Can I ask why I was bothered to come down here in this muck so goddamn early in the day? And he stops, and then he looks right at you, Greyson. Oh. Well, long time no see, old friend. It's been a while. When's the last time we met? Was it when I destroyed your home and, you know, had the mind of your son enslaved?
Is he 30 feet away from us, screaming that at us?
Shut the fuck up, Jesus. I needed to move him! Thank you.
Immersion.
He would actually, as I remember, he has a small personal guard of lizard folk. Boop. That kind of tag with him. And they will be wearing kind of basic leather and have just standard spears. Yeah, so Greyson?
Grayson's just going to kind of look him over and just kind of grin and just be like, "Oh, I think the last time we met is when you failed to kill me, I believe." And I like to roll intimidation.
Go for it.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Since I've been training Birdurai, I've been training Ro and stuff. Like, so does he recognize the sword?
If you talked extensively about the sword to Ro, then I would say yes.
Because I want to know what his action is. If he's like wanting to pounce on him immediately, like I'm basically gonna try and.
Roll me an insight on Ro. Roll me an insight for Ro.
Greyson.
That is what is my insight? Okay, that's a 19.
19. You see Ro, kind of holding onto his bow, and he looks. His head kind of snakes forward a little in interest, as a lizard does when it sees something, and he'll just pull back and look up at you, and then return to standing at attention.
Yeah, basically, I'm just gonna look back at him and kind of like give him like a little signal, like not yet.
As Ro will continue to stand at attention. So Greyson, what did you roll for that intimidation?
22.
God damn
Holy
you.
shit!
I've been saying our fucking rolls tonight.
Holy shit!
Oh,
As he'll kind of
Thank God for charisma.
he'll kind of give a light laugh to try to brush it off, but he will take half a step back.
Woo!
It's like,
I'll take that.
oh, still have some bite to you. I like that. So, and he'll kind of motion to you. So you are the one that brought this in.
I am.
How did you manage to? Well, I'm not gonna ask that question. Of course, you managed to snag an old retired wizard.
Who says I was retired?
Hiding away in a pocket of your own creation. From mommy. Sounds like retirement to me.
Oh, I didn't retire. I've been planning.
Have you? Did that
I
planning involve keeping your son locked away for his entire life to the point he wanted to run away from you?
You don't know what was going on in that dimension.
Oh, he told us a lot of things.
see
whether he wanted to or not. And he'll
Janva-
grin when he says that.
Janva roll her eyes.
Can I
Oh
insight
my
check
God, like,
to see if he's telling the truth or not?
Yes, you may. As he will,
Bro. Like, bro. Nat fucking 20.
My God.
Y'all are on fire tonight. I love this. So, to answer that question,
24.
hey, he's telling the truth. Everything about his demeanor shows he is not bluffing. He is very in his element. He's very confident, and he knows what he's saying. And he knows what he's saying in a very specific way. As you notice, he's trying to get under Greyson's skin.
Janva just probably like rolling her eyes a little bit. It's like if you want to keep, talking to him like that, you may like, I don't know. It's like just kiss already, sort of thing. Like,
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Please, where his mouth has been, I'd rather not. So, shall we take this up to the study? And have a little bit more of a cultured setting than being out here in this humidity where it's absolutely destroying my hair.
I was just being like, indeed. Can I please also get a little bit of armor to all that?
Roll me persuasion. Which, if I recall, Fox still has his thing, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 19.
As he kind of looks you over a moment. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like you need a little, bit of a reward or something for trudging all the way out to this depressing hole in the ground. Of course, let's go to the study. Let's have some tea, and we can pick more at either the old man's brain or his son's. Your choice.
Question, is Greyson bound at all?
Janva?
That was the thing I was going to mention before, but we were so busy like discussing that.
Would it have been mentioned in the plans that that the prisoners would need to be bound?
I mean, it sounds kind of like thing, but nobody said anything.
Nobody
Yeah, no,
said
then
anything?
Probably not. No.
Then no, you're not bound.
Okay. That's ballsy. Alright.
So, as he kind of gestures back to the door, will you follow?
Yeah.
Alright. So, as you do, I'm not moving minis because there's so many, but I will just reveal areas.
Move all the miniatures.
Because what is everybody follow?
I'm going to assume that all of the prisoners are following up with Janva.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we're
So-
prisoners. We get told what we're doing.
Yeah. She'll just look back over at them, over at the group, and just kind of like feign a scope and just like follow.
I'm gonna just keep my eyes looking towards Greyson's boots until I feel that he's looking at me.
Grayson, you're being looked at.
My boot senses are tingling.
Someone's appraising my boots, yes.
And as he does, I'm just gonna with my claw just like scratch my head.
He's gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay, so Grayson casts Detect Thoughts.
And I'm gonna say, yeah, just keep that up. Listen on everybody's fucking thoughts. Yes, I would have taken Spud here, but like I didn't because I didn't think that he was gonna be of use, and I don't want anyone hurting him. These are Fox's thoughts. That's gonna.
So you're gonna get a lot of Fox's thoughts. Whatever everyone's base surface thoughts are, Grayson will be hearing them.
Okay.
So,
so John was just like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, over and over again.
Oh, I know who to decapitate now. That's, that's my thoughts.
In the middle of Fox's internal rambling about the best bro in the world, Spud, we need to get me with your son so I can heal him and break him out. Either I cause a scene and I'm a threat that need to be put in confinement. But we need to figure that out soon. Oh shit, is this where they are?
Yeah, so you'll be walking in through this hall, and it'll be kind of set up like a great hall. Essentially, you'll have like a big ornate wooden table sitting in the middle, lots of chairs lining the sides, and here you will see stacks and stacks of crates and chests and barrels that are all being broken open, and you see gold and these ornate bottles and artifacts and pieces of armor and weapons pouring out onto the floor as several between 3 individuals, a dragonborn and 2 humans, are currently sorting through all of this and repackaging them into barrels.
When I look at this armor, my first thought's gonna be like, oh shit, they got Saya's armor.
As you hear Fox say, oh shit, they got Saya's armor.
What am I gonna do? Would it be appropriate for Fox to think that this is that tower on the closest side what the Panther was going through?
So, as he leads you in through the Great Hall, the guards will now. One of the guards will be accompanying you, along with the 2 lizard folk guard that had been accompanying Borngray. The lizard folk will also follow in as well. So, as you walk through past all of this mounds and mounds of treasure, as you see them pulling out like red potion bottles and like bottles of like other mysterious contents and being stacked on the table, you see somebody kind of like making note of what's what, and then they're going to be repackaged again somewhere else. You walk up to the set of stairs here, and these stairs lead into kind of a short corridor. My icon isn't clicking. This set of stairs right here. You see it leads into a short corridor that bends into a spiral staircase, and from there you can tell that is a tower that's leading up. As he walks up the stairs, every so often looking behind to make sure that you're following.
Oh, as they're doing that, Janva's gonna stop and just be like, "You're not gonna help the lady up the stairs."
Well, I felt you were gonna
She'll like hold her hand out too.
Excuse me, ma'am. I apologize. I figured someone as accomplished as yourself, having captured this many unfavorables, would want no help from me, and he'll offer a hand to you to lead you up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna think out loud. So Greyson, hear me. I think your son's upstairs.
Grayson's just gonna nod.
Yeah, and you will climb several, about 2 to 3-ish flights.
I just want to say, Janva doing that, she's trying to read his demeanor when she does that. If he seems disgusted by taking her hand or not.
He is not
Greyson
disgusted.
would be able to hear it, wouldn't he? His thoughts?
He is... Yes, he would actually. At the moment,
And if Zevye comes in 30 feet, he would be able to hear him too, I'd assume.
Yeah, this is correct. So, oh boy.
Complicating it for the DM is what we do best.
No, this is fun. I actually like this.
Oh god.
So, his current base thoughts at the moment are he is thinking along the lines of, well, if I manage to take credit for this, then there's a chance I might become the next Worm Speaker. I need to play my hand carefully on this. But Janva bringing them into my castle is certainly a boon I cannot pass up. As the guard behind you, you just hear, God, there's too many fucking stairs.
I definitely like that villain. Not that Fox doesn't like it, but I like
Janva's
that
just gonna also make like small chat, like just how long have you been out here? I mean,
Oh God.
goodness me, like out here in this.
Let me tell you, I have been busting a pretty little tail to re-renovate and make this a little bit more bearable. When Rezmir found this place, it was her brilliant idea to bring this all together, and well, here we are.
This was her idea.
Of course it was. She's never had a bad idea in her life. Up until...
That sounds sarcastic.
Forgive me if that did sound sarcastic. I hold Rezmir to the highest regards. She did teach me everything that I know. Believe me, you were not the only elf that she took favor for.
Aw, how cute.
I know I am. So.
God.
That's what Greyson hears in Janva's head. Like, oh.
I feel like
you don't hear one other thing. It's like, oh, honey, Talus, you.
As Greyson, you get a collection of this fucking tool from everyone.
And for once, it's not directed at him.
Right. All right, so, and he'll lead you up.
Yeah, and then she'll even just mention it too, just like, and can you, it's like, you know, your guard's outside, right? Really. Of, small talk. What was that display that you had? All those people hanging. A new type of fancy decor?
It's unfortunate, but, sometimes you just need to set an example for people to get the idea. I don't like to force my hand too much, but if it's what gets results, then it's what must be done. So, as I ready this map for you all.
Bro, the maps.
All the
I'm
maps.
trying so hard right
they
now.
look really good.
Oh wait, he's already on this map.
You did
Oh
so
yeah, I
good.
just gotta move him. I gotta move him.
You did a good job.
Thanks. Thanks.
Janva's feeling her soul leaving her body a little bit, talking to
Oh, believe me.
Ugh.
My soul has been leaving my body.
Just your soul, bro.
Just my everything. So get everyone on this map as you are led up these several flights of stairs to the top floor. You'll notice that as you go up, there is the stone gets cleaner. It gets a little bit more well structured, more maintained. The stairs, as you walk, there would have been like maybe one or two loose. There've been some like chips and damage and like mud just like staining everywhere. But as you go past the second flight, it gets pristine.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
Well, the stone itself gets more pristine. It's less stained with age and rot and dirt and mud. The only stain you will see will be that of a few drops of blood that kind of decorate every other step. Where'd Janva go? There she is. Woo! There's the girl. As I grab a kobold.
So what are we thinking? How are we feeling?
So what's everyone's base thoughts right now? Keep Greyson entertained.
Why was Yuliy talking to himself?
Is that what you're thinking, Ophelia?
Why didn't he want to give the glaive?
Ophelia has so many thoughts and questions.
Why is there
about
so many
this.
stairs?
I had a thought that Janva's gonna do. No offense, Ophelia. I don't. But she'll just probably mention along the lines to Drow where it's just like, well, I think another good catch would be, you know, just kind of gesture back at Trident.
In what way?
That again?
Janva just mentioned that another good catch would be, and she would gesture to you and Yuliy.
Well,
Tritons are very... I'd say in this region they're not very common.
well, yeah. For those who know Janva really well, when she calls someone sweetie, she doesn't mean it in a...
So for everyone who's been traveling with Janva for well over a month knows that this is complete bullshit.
Uh-huh. It's like, oh, sweetie.
I'm gonna swap this
Yeah,
over
it's
to
like,
the
you
screen
know-
real quick.
This is
Big wing right there.
Ophelia Tormenta.
Yes.
Look at that angry boy.
This is one more time, sorry.
Just giving Ophelia's full name.
Ophelia Tormenta. Tormenta. As in the gemstone procurers, that family.
Yes.
Huh. Well, we've always done business with the Tatarics, through Lady Rhoda, of course. She does supply us with a lot of maintained precious stones. I've never quite explored the Tormenta line, though. Do you think they would be of any benefit to us, whether through arcane components or an offering to the dragoness herself? And he'll kind of
give a wink.
as he'll look back at you, Ophelia, and kind of appraising you. It's like, so the girl, yes? And what's of the other one? Is that like her brother or something? I see. And he'll look back at you, Yuliy. So your bodyguard, are you, would you say able-bodied? Capable of, listening to instructions well and having to kill on sight if needed?
You want to test out yourself?
Oh. Right, I like him. Well, we'll see what we can offer you. Whether it be money or land or titles, we can dredge something up for you.
Oh my god!
Yuliy's like, hold up a minute.
Oh my god.
Look, I think I'm on the wrong side here.
Believe me, if you work with me, I can definitely make it worth your while.
Look at that smug Yuliy face. Thinking about it.
He's my new enemy now.
This guy's just making all kinds of enemies. I love it.
That's his face now. Thinking about it.
He's like,
Sounds
All right.
tempting.
As you are brought to the top of the stairs, you will go through a short corridor leading into an area that's kind of furnished with just meager bedrolls. You'll see a good. You'll see like a couple of humans wearing kind of dressed in like roguish looking leathers with their hoods up, the hoods being a very deep purple, almost black, like purple to almost black. As they kind of sit in this spare room, you see that it's been kind of repurposed for a short temporary sleeping quarters. Several bedrolls kind of like thrown around on the floor, with two chests in the corner. And Borngray will bring you to a well-decorated study. Let me move it to that. Oh boy. As you walk in, you will see several more of these same-dressed cultists kind of standing at attention in various areas of the room. You'll see a large fireplace currently stoked, giving a gentle warmth to the room. You'll see a table lined with a lot of components, papers, hastily scribbled notes, stacked with some books and glassware. You will see, Greyson, you will see your sister Gala standing there, as she is currently speaking to two individuals. And those individuals being two that you all recognize. One of them being the one man you saw from the party, but now dressed in red ornate robes, his head bald and completely tattooed. And then next to him is a black dragonborn woman with a sword strapped across her back with armor and purple robes. As they all turn to look at you as you all enter. And Resner smiles at you all.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Well, this is a interesting development. Hello, Janva. And that's where we're gonna pick up next time.
Fuck you!
That's so cool! I know what I'm casting!
Son of a bitch.
So thank you all for watching.
I can't.
That
take
was
The
My
twist, the turns, the plot.
Damn it!
That's good.
which I should mention Fox. Your if it's I don't know if it's still up or if you would have kept maintaining it. I don't think you would have. The locate.
The locate would have died off hours
Okay,
ago.
never mind then.
I have to. I'm still concentrating on
Janva.
Java, so.
Okay, no problem. No problem then. Okay, so we will pick up in 2 weeks as you guys enter a literal den of wolves.
Who the fuck is that?
You guys met him before. He was at the party. He was on the on the secret oasis with you.
Okay.
He was just disguised. He was wearing his head was covered, he was wearing black robes, but now he is back in his natural red robes.
Alright, okay.
God, Jesus is like, God damn it!
Jesus hastily scribbling notes. Writing this motherfucker.
Cool. Awesome. I don't care.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for watching. This video will be edited and put on YouTube a week from now, and we will pick this up in 2 weeks. As next Monday will be our reroll podcast, and the Monday after that we will pick up again to see what happens next with the Sea Devils, because they are now really in it.
Bro, it's exciting.
It's very exciting. Oh shit! I forgot.
I'm very stressed.
You're
Five.
stressed.
No, hold on.
Yes.
Greyson, I will leave it off with this. Greyson,
Yeah.
you will hear a faint voice in your mind. The voice being that of your son,
Oh no.
begging that he wants to go home.
Oh baby.
And okay, now I'll leave it there.
Alright, now end off.
And now we're done. All right, let's go.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Good night. Thanks for watching.